What's going on YouTube? Michael Harris here, coming in today with a really interesting topic that I'm using right now to scale out my brand new niche store on Shopify using Facebook ads and a free giveaway promotion. So you don't want to miss this video.
Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online.
Alright guys, so I want to talk to you today about how to start a brand new e-commerce brand and scale it for completely free, okay? It's really interesting, like it sounds like pretty contradictory, but this is a topic and a solution that a lot of people use to get free leads and also make a little bit of profit in order to scale their business really fast. And you can do this with like pretty much any niche, any specific category that you're selling to. I guess you could probably use this for like a general style Shopify store too, but this is a little bit more advanced method that we're going to use for people looking to start a niche store or a branded e-commerce store. So I'm going to break this down for you on a screen recording. Let's go ahead and get started with this video today. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to the channel. At 1,000 subscribers, I'm actually going to be giving away a done-for-you Shopify store as well as my Google advertising strategy that I use to scale from over $9,000 a day. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, I'm really excited about this video today. I want to talk to you about how to grow and scale a niche Shopify store for basically completely free, okay? So I'm going to break all this down for you, but before we get started, I just want to talk to you about a few things that you're going to need in order to do this and a few things that I would recommend in order to save you time and money and make it more efficient. So first of all, you can do this with just a general store if you want to, but it's going to work better if you've already had a successful general store and you're looking to branch out into a niche store, or if you just started a niche store from the beginning and you're just trying to do a drop shipping niche store right out of the bat, this method will work better for you. That being said, you can do this with a Shopify store if you really want to. I personally would recommend doing this with ClickFunnels, and if you stay till the very end, I'll give you a few bonuses and pointers on how to use ClickFunnels and stuff. But ClickFunnels, ultimately, as you see as we go on in this video, is going to be what's better and what's best to make this work as it is intended to perform. So that being said, I just want to get that out of the way for you guys and let you know so that you can know a little bit more of what you're going to need throughout this video. Last thing you're going to need, preferably actually few things you're going to need is a lookalike audience from Facebook. That's what I use, and earlier in the week I posted videos on how to optimize your Facebook pixel using Google Shopping traffic. There's a video, I'll leave a video below this with the link on how to do that in case you missed it earlier. But you're going to need, and this works best with a lookalike audience that you've already created based on people buying these same products for the niche store that you're going to create. And I'll break all this down in a minute. And then the last thing that you're going to need, a cheap product that you can essentially give away. Again, I'll break all this down in a minute, but it needs to be really cheap, ideally less than like $4 or $5. Cheaper would be better, but you can also go up to like maybe like $8 right now. My product is $8 that I'm doing this with, but it's kind of hard to get actual real profit. So if you want to get more profit, then the cheaper the better. So let's go ahead and break this down. So what we are going to be talking about is, a lot of people know this as a free plus shipping offer. And basically what we are doing is we are going to give away a product for free. Notice it's in quotations, but we're going to charge shipping, right? So like we're going to just charge people a shipping price in exchange for a free product that appears to be like higher value, right? Like you want it to be something that looks like it's probably like at least $20, if not more. Like my product that I'm giving away for free, that I'm with how I'm doing this right now, is actually valued at like $90, but it's so cheap that I can afford to give it away for free. Like it costs me about $8, and I charge $12.95 for shipping. And we'll break all the prices and all that stuff down later on in the video. But essentially, you want something, a product that you can give away for really cheap and still make profit, or at least break even off of the shipping price. And so a lot of people are doing this right now to scale anywhere from like e-commerce brands into software as a service and get really cheap leads, and then in turn get those customers to buy more, which again, as we go on, this will all make a lot more sense. And I'll break all this down like step by step as we go on through this video. So this video might be kind of long, so bear with me here. Also, I'm doing this just kind of on the fly. I don't really have like a full script on everything I'm going to talk about. I just have like some bullet points on a notepad to cover here. So let's go ahead and get a little bit further into this. Essentially, how this works is we're going to take our lookalike audience from our general store. So to back up a little bit, the methods that I practice and that I use on a daily basis are to have a general store, and this is where you have at least 3 niches. I have more videos on this, so like I'm not going to get super in depth. Just check out the channel if you want to know more about any of these topics. But you have a few niches, and we use Google Shopping to drive traffic and get really explosive sales and explosive growth, okay? At this point, if you're doing a free plus shipping offer, I would recommend doing this once you've found a winning niche and when you branch out into a second Shopify store, a niche store, okay? So this is like one topic or one area of interest that you're selling products to. And so once you've done this, at this point, you should have a good sized lookalike audience that you can use from your general store, and you can take that into your niche store here, okay? And we'll go a little bit more in depth in this in just a minute. If you don't know anything about lookalike audiences or any of that kind of stuff, there's also videos somewhere else on my channel. You can watch about that. Earlier on in the week, I just did a video on this, so you can definitely check that out. But right now, we're going to keep with just this one topic of the free plus shipping funnels and how they work. So that's why it's really important to already have used this method. If you have not ever used this method, if, for example, you are just starting from a niche store from scratch, you can still use this. However, I am not a Facebook ads expert, and this tutorial will not have anything to do with how to target people on Facebook. So I just want to make that clear. Like, I don't know how to target people unless it's with a lookalike audience. I'll be honest and upfront about that. That's the only thing I use is lookalike audiences for Facebook ads. And that's what I'm using currently in my store. And that's what I'm going to talk about in this example. So if you don't have a lookalike audience, it's okay. You can still target people. But you'll want to take time and learn how to do that on your own, okay? So that being said, let's go ahead and keep going here. So at this point, we have our niche store, and maybe you already have some traffic coming in from Google Shopping. Maybe you're totally brand new. I don't know, like whatever point you're at, you can still use this. I just use this in the very beginning to help launch and scale a niche store and get it off the ground a lot faster. So it doesn't really matter like how many sales you are coming into your niche store. It doesn't really matter if it's brand new. Maybe you already have like a lookalike audience from your niche store. There's another solution for this. Like if you don't have one in the beginning, you can make a lookalike audience from here. But essentially, what we're going to be doing now is offering people a free product and charging a shipping price. And we're going to be getting a bunch of customers and making a little bit of profit, or maybe a lot of profit if you do it right. And then also building our emailing list and our customer base to advertise to and to help it grow going forward. So, like I said, from here on, we're going to be talking about just the niche store and targeting people with our niche product. So let's go ahead and create a new slide. And let's go ahead and talk about the structure of our funnels and why we should be using ClickFunnels rather than Shopify and kind of what it looks like, okay? So with Shopify, as you know, there's only like a landing page, and then you have the cart if you're going to the cart, or maybe you skip the cart and you just go straight to checkout, and then people see a thank you page, right? That's all there is. So you can do this method with this. However, you're going to see in a minute why it's really important to try to use ClickFunnels or some other funnel building page. And that's because with ClickFunnels or other funnel builders, you can then add in more upsells after people buy. Okay, that's like the key point to making this really profitable, is having more upsells. So again, you can use this with Shopify, but like you're not going to have the same opportunities as you would for profit if you're using a funnel. Okay, so with ClickFunnels, and the reason why you want to use a funnel like this is, one, it's way more customizable. So you can have like way more stuff down here. You can also have different designed order forms where people actually pay. You can have this order form on the product page if you want, and you can really get carried away with like the design and stuff. Like I said, if you guys stay till the end, I'll give you pointers on what it should look like and how to design it and all that. But essentially, you're going to have your landing page, and however you choose to set it up, if you want people to buy on the same page. Then after they buy, regardless of how you have this set up, after they buy, then they're going to be offered one more product. And I always offer them one of the same thing. We'll just put one more. Okay, so let's just create an example right now of like what we want to give away. Let's say we're in the watch niche and we want to give away like a cheap watch just to help promote our brand and get people like excited and like get customers and all the stuff that we are trying to do. Let's just say we're giving away a watch, okay? So on this page here, this is where they buy their watch. I know it's like a really good looking watch. They buy their watch, and you want to try to get people to buy as many as possible. So maybe you can break down the price, which we will do later. Maybe you can break down the price so you can get like a discount for getting 3, right? Like you get 3 for whatever, $19 for shipping, right? And then, excuse me, after they buy this, then they're going to be taken to an offer for one more, okay? Now on this page, you can do whatever you want, but I would recommend not giving it to them for free. I would recommend wording it in the sense of like, sorry, we can't give this to you for free, but we can give you a huge discount and give it to them for 50% of what your normal retail would be. Okay, so let's say, for example, I don't know, let's say we charge like $60 normally for this watch. We're going to give it to them today for 30, okay, on this page, right? And so if you're using ClickFunnels, they'll have the option to say yes or no. And most of the time when you're doing e-commerce, if you offer people one more of the same thing for a deep discount, they say yes. So as you can see, we've now gone from $19 to now $49, okay? Now let's say we have other products that we want to sell along with our watches. I don't know, I'm just throwing examples out. Let's say we have a bracelet that we want to try to offer people with these too, like those beaded bracelets that everybody likes. They're like kind of fashionable. After they select yes or no on this page, then they're going to come to another order form, and they're going to say you're going to offer them like, hey, we have also a good sale on these beaded bracelets. Normally they are, $30. Get yours today for 15. Again, just examples, like you guys can do whatever you want to with these. So now, as you can see, instead of 49, we've gone up to like 64, if I'm doing the math correctly. $64 average cart value, when originally when they came in over here, they were only willing to pay for shipping to get their free watch, okay? So now at this point, we're up to $64 value. And you can, if you want to, this is where it kind of gets optional. If you want to, you can offer people one more item. Sometimes people start to get really mad. I definitely would not go more than 3. Like, don't go more than this page, and this page. Right here is kind of questionable on if you want to go like add in this extra page or not. So if you do want to add in an extra page, what I would recommend doing, and what's working well for me, is adding in like a warranty if you can, okay? The warranty can be, it's very similar to like if you, like I just bought a new laptop from Best Buy and I wasn't I was planning on just the sticker price, but then once they get talking to you, they sell you into the warranty, and the warranty is like essentially pure profit. Yeah, if there's something wrong with the device, clearly they have to give you something in exchange or fix it or whatever, but like at the point of this purchase here, this is just pure liquid profit, okay? So assuming that you have decent watches, assuming all that, or whatever item you're selling, I would recommend selling a protection plan. And the protection plan can be like whatever, like in comparison to the normal retail value of your device. So let's say, sticking with this example, we normally sell these for $60. A realistic warranty would maybe be like, I don't know, $7. Like that's what I would pay for it if I wanted to like protect my watch that's $60. If it's more, obviously you would pay more of a warranty, like $1,000 laptop, I paid for $100 warranty plan and that was like reasonable to me. You can't charge like $70 for a warranty on a $60 watch. Like it has to make sense for this to work. But as you can see, if they take this $7 offer, then we are now up to a total value of $71, okay? In theory, these watches are maybe, I don't know, $2 to $3 a piece. And this watch, again, to add one more, would be like another $2. You're not paying for shipping. If your supplier is doing things right, this should all be one bundle, so you only get charged one shipping price, which we'll crunch the numbers on later on in this video. But it should be one shipping price. And then the bracelet is going to be another charge. That's going to be, whatever. Like those things are probably like $1. And then plus maybe like $3 for shipping. And then this warranty costs you nothing. It's pure profit for $7. So I don't even know what that is. That's like, let's say this is $3. This is kind of messed up. Let's say it's $3. Plus another 2 is 5. Plus another 4 is $9. And then plus another 7 is $16 cost total. And then once you take out the cost of advertising, as you can see, if you're doing it right, that can actually be really profitable. So I don't know if you guys are excited as I am or not, but this really has me excited on scaling my niche store up, and this is like working perfectly for me right now. So I want to go ahead, and now that you know the structure, I want to talk to you guys about why this works a little bit in terms of funnels and people buying more than what they came in for, and also how in terms of like advertising on what people what they see on the ad and like all that kind of stuff. So first of all, let's talk about why the funnels work. Okay, so why the funnels work and why this method in particular of free offers and just charging shipping works so well. So people honor, which we'll get into in a minute, we'll talk about like the actual Facebook ads and stuff, but people see our ad, right? They see our Facebook ad and it says free or whatever. Like, well, I'll break this down for you and like show you exactly what I do and what I use. But there's people looking here, right? And it catches them off guard. They're just like scrolling through their Facebook feed and they're looking and they see free, right? And they click on the ad and they go to the landing page. And as long as you have like a good looking landing page and everything here, and it like explains what's going on and blah, 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 and like we're giving a free giveaway away, this is a promotion, blah, blah, people are going to buy it. Like it's working, like it just works, guys. Like people, for something, I don't know how else to explain it besides the fact that like it just works. People see free and they are willing to pay for the shipping because it's like such a quick thing that like it's basically called a lead magnet. Okay, this is what people call it, as a lead magnet. It's like such a good offer that people just have absolutely no problem buying it. Okay, so once somebody commits to buying it, this is where the magic happens. Once somebody commits to actually buying something, they're much more likely to buy something from you again. Okay, this right here, getting people to actually buy from you right here, this is the hardest part in the funnel. Okay, this step right here. Once you've done that and you've created a customer, they're going to keep buying from you again. Okay, so as long as you have upsells that are that go with the product, like we talked about in the last slide, then people are really, really likely to buy again. Okay, because they've already given you money once. So there's something that happens in all of us that once we've gone with one brand name that we know and we buy from, we're more likely to buy from them again. Okay, so that's how all these upsells work. And like, as long as they are related, like you can't sell like a watch and then sell like a TV after this. Like it has to be like related to whatever this base offer is. But once they become a customer, they're much more likely to buy and then just to keep buying again and again and again and again. And which we'll get into like in the later on follow-up and stuff, but like just for this funnel right here, that's why this works. Like once somebody forks over their money, they are much more likely to buy from you again. Okay, it's the same thing for all of us when we buy something. Like I only shop on Amazon, especially because I know how e-commerce works and stuff. I know like I've always shopped on Amazon. I don't ever shop anywhere else. If I can't get it on Amazon, then I go to a store that I know and I trust, and usually that store is like Target or some of the other like more local stores. Okay, like it's the same thing for you. You always go to the same grocery store because you know you're a customer, and once you've acquired a customer, you're more likely to buy again. And so this is happening within like 2 to 3 minutes, all on this same scale. And that's how you can get this profitable. So that kind of leads me to like the next topic of the finances and like the numbers behind all of this and like how you can go forward. But actually, before we get into that, guys, sorry, let me back up 1 second. What I want to talk about now actually is how this works, like people's mindset. Again, what we were just talking about in that other slide. So kind of the mindset that people have on this, it's important that you tell them in the ad that there is a small cost of shipping, okay? So I've been testing this, and you have your potential customer, like somebody's watching your ad. We'll draw our little dude again. Somebody's watching our ad, and if you show them an ad that does not say anything about any cost, like it only says free, and it doesn't mention a cost at all. Like it just straight up says free. And you take to these people to the landing page that shows them a shipping charge after they originally thought it was free, but now they see that there's a shipping charge. They're not going to buy it. Okay, I tried this, it doesn't work. It does not work. What does work is having our little guy here and then showing a shipping charge, right? Like however you want to say this, showing a shipping charge for a free item. And I'll tell you in just a second like how I word my ad and stuff. But if you on your ad, so this is your Facebook ad, if you mention the cost of shipping for a free item, then people are much more likely to convert. Okay, it's because they know going into this, when they know that they come to this page, the item's free, but they have to pay for shipping, right? And they're actually going to buy it. Okay, so that's really important. It's really important that you mention the shipping, that there is a shipping price in the ad. I would not tell them what the price is in the ad. I would just say that it's there. So that leads me to what do you actually put on your ad? Okay, so what we're going to talk about now is the ads and what they look like and what you put on them. So how you word them for this scenario here and all that kind of stuff. So let me clear this slide really quick. And so on Facebook, again, this is with Facebook ads. You can do this. I'm sure you can do this with like Snapchat or any of the other social media platforms. But what you want to do is on your actual Facebook ad, you want to actually write that there is a cost of shipping, okay? And so what I usually write is like I usually do some like emojis or something, and then I say free giveaway. Right? And then another emoji. Like whatever you want to put, I don't know. And then it just says like something about in honor of our grand opening, we're going to give away a free watch for you, okay? And all you need to do to claim your free watch is cover the cost of shipping. Like I'm not going to tell them exactly what the shipping cost is because a lot of times people will just keep scrolling if they already know what it is. And then after you tell them this, then you're going to have your link that goes into your funnel, right? And they are going to be aware of the fact that there's a small price of shipping. They don't know what it is, but they're aware of the fact of shipping. So that's what you put in your ad. You just word it as like a free giveaway, but cover the cost of shipping. So that's pretty straightforward. It makes sense. It's just really important that you mention the cost, that there is a cost, but don't tell them what the cost is. Okay. So now what we do is we want to test. I'm going to talk more about like the structure of the ads, and we want to test a few ads. And this is what I did in my campaign that's converting. And I talk about this in the other video I posted earlier this week. So if you want more in depth, you can definitely check that video out. But essentially, you want to test a few styles of adverts. And so one of which is going to be just an image. And so this image should be just like the original picture of your product, like just the product image itself that you want your customers to see, right? So like if it's a watch that you're giving away, just show just the watch. Like that's all you need to put on there, okay? Second one that you want to test is you want to go to canva.com and you want to create like some type of graphic that has like a headline here, and it should say like free giveaway on this headline, and make the background like something really catchy and like really like it grabs your attention, like a red or like a green or something as the background, and then just use this same image again in this. So it's just the same image, but it has a headline. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to go onto AliExpress and or Alibaba, and you want to find a video of your product. Now you want to find like a good quality one. You don't want like some of the AliExpress videos, they're kind of garbage, like they don't really show that good a video. So however you can, find a video. And these are going to be our ads that we actually test going forward, okay? The reason why you want to test multiple is because that's how Facebook works. It wants to pick one that it favors more than the other. Also, some of these just don't convert better than others. Like it depends on the audience. If you're giving away a watch, I'm probably going to be the one that clicks on this ad personally, but like other people, they might want to see the video or they might want to see just the image. Like you just have to test it. It's just how this works, and just know that like eventually through testing and stuff, it will be profitable, which we'll break down later. I'm not going to go in like huge in depth on like how to actually set up the ads and stuff. Again, there's other videos on my channel that I just posted earlier this week, so you can check those out if you want. So now that you know like the ad structure, you're just going to test these and you're going to find which one works best. A lot of the times, like I said, it's this or it's this. The reason being, video sells it before people even hit the landing page, so they're like already sold. Or this is like such a eye-grabbing, attention-getting headline that like people immediately go into like, oh wow, like I have to hurry up and claim this. This doesn't work for me, but like definitely still test it and just see, okay? So that's like the structure of the ads. As long as you do that, and then you also mention the cost of shipping. Again, just to be clear, don't tell them the actual price that you're going to be charging in the ad, but you just mention the fact that there is a shipping charge, then you should be good. Okay, so I'm not going to go like super in depth into that part anymore. I just want to mention that. And now what I want to talk about, what I was going to talk about earlier to get back on track here, is the finances and like how this actually works and like how this actually becomes profitable. Okay, so I will say right out of the bat that the margins are really tight. Okay, that's one drawback to this, is tight margins, meaning there is like not much room to play with in terms of like profit, but that's why we have the upsells, which I'll get into more in just a second. And like we already broke down. So tight margins are like a given in today's e-commerce world, and you have to get around things like being the cheapest person on Google Shopping and stuff like that by acquiring customers. And I'll get into like more of like the longer term game with this in just a minute, but essentially you want to get this profitable, you want to have something that is like really as cheap as possible, you know, like I said earlier, as cheap as possible, all the way down to like $1 to $2. Mine currently is $8.68, and I charge $12.95. Okay, let's go ahead and just call this a watch, okay? Like we've been using through this example, but I'm gonna use the numbers from my free plus shipping funnel and break those down, okay? So my watch costs $8.68, and then my shipping charge is $12.95. And this does convert. Right now I'm getting about like a 7% conversion rate. Last I looked yesterday was 7% on the actual order form, okay? And so as you can see, that's a pretty tight margin. I don't even know what that is. That's like $4. Let's just say, like, for the easy numbers, that's like $4 available profit, okay? So this is where like lookalike audiences come into effect so well, and why it's like such a valuable asset to have these, because with a lookalike audience right out of the gate, I was getting a $4 cost per conversion, okay? This is like just 2 days after testing on Facebook, I was getting a $4 cost per conversion. And also, really quick, guys, too, which I'll go over this in just a second, but you really want to know your payment processor fees. And I'm just going to put a note over here, payment processor, because this is including the payment processor fee, okay? So this is like total my cost to fulfill this item, and then plus the cost of advertising. So as you can see, that was a total of $12.68, right? And the charge, and this is the cost, okay? Cost is $12.68. We are charging people $12.95, okay? $12.95. So as you can see, that's like pennies. Like, that's not very much, right? But that's where it's so important that it comes into play, that you guys try to upsell your customers, and you add in those one-time offers and all that stuff that we talked about in the slides before. So if you can make it to where people get maybe 3 watches instead of 1, then obviously that price can go up, and you can charge like $19.95 or whatever for shipping. I don't know. We'll break down the numbers further on that kind of stuff in just a minute. But if you are charging 3 watches or selling 3 watches, maybe perhaps the numbers are like only at this point it's only $12 to fulfill for the cost, and then you keep the change, which is like whatever, it's like $7.95, right? So that's one way you can make more profit. Now, if you're using ClickFunnels, you can also do what's called an order bump, okay? So after people enter in their credit card information, they have an order bump element where you can just check this box, and then it adds in another product, okay? So for my personal funnel that I'm using, I have my extended protection plan here on the order bump, and it's $7, okay? So people come by and they are starting to order a watch, they're filling out all the stuff, everything, blah, 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 and I just add in my personal protection plan as the order bump. And so as you can see, if they then order, like say they commit to ordering 3, and then at the last second they see the $7 order bump, that is now whatever, $26, $27 cart value on the first order form, okay? We haven't even gotten to the OTOs. So on the first order form, you can see that it's now $26, $27. And the profit on that would then be, now instead of $7.95, that would then be $14.95, because a warranty costs you nothing, okay? So on the front end offer, step 1 of your funnel, you have the potential to make $14.95 profit, okay? So now I want to answer the question of, what if nobody ever buys more than 1 on the order form? Or what if it just stays break even, okay? And this is going to lead me to, like, I'm not going to go over the OTOs and stuff again, but I have to still talk about them. And this is also going to lead me into like the more long-term game of why you'd want to do this. This is not necessarily going to make you rich, but it is going to acquire you a lot of customers and really cheap leads to market to in the future. So first of all, the question that everyone has is, what if it's only break even, right? What if it never makes any money on the first order form, right? So like, what if you only have the ability to sell 1 watch, and what if it's $12.95, and what if it always costs us $12.68, right? And it just stays break even. Well, that's where your OTOs come in. Earlier in the video, when we talked about the upsells of adding 1 more, and then we add a bracelet, and then we add a protection plan. I know I said mine is a little bit different, like whatever you want on this third step that makes sense. You can then add that in, and that's how you can add in more profit, right? So like obviously, if it's always $12.68 on the first order form, you have the opportunity to upsell these people and increase your average cart value, which then in turn increases your available profit. And so again, more people are going to have the question, well, what if they never buy the OTOs? What if it's just always break even? Like, what if I can never get this profitable and my margins are too tight to ever be profitable? Well, you should still keep this going, and you can still keep this going because of the same topics that we talked about earlier in the video. Once somebody buys something from you, they are now an acquired customer, and they're more likely to convert later on, okay? So in theory, like we talked earlier, you have your niche store, and this is your Shopify store, and then you have your funnel, which is what you've been doing all this stuff in. These are two different things, two totally different things, right? And so now that we know this, we have our standalone funnel with the free plus shipping offer, and then we also have our Shopify store. And let's say, for example, this is just always break even. Now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the long-term game of these free plus shipping funnels, okay? Like if you are doing something like this, you are smart enough to get this profitable. But even if you don't, like worst case scenario, if you don't get this profitable, you should still do this because it becomes a valuable asset. And like I can't make that clear enough that like, yes, if you're doing this right, it will be profitable. I'm making about 10 to 15% margin, which it's not like the most profitable thing ever. Like I already told you that you're not going to get rich off this, but you still can make some profit. But I just want to use this example of like the long-term game, and you can use this, what I'm about to say, either way, whether you're profitable or not profitable. So like I said, you've already acquired customers. You can just acquire customers for break even all day long. These are people that have bought from you, and these are people that have bought from you and are much more likely to buy from you again. So what do? You send them emails. You're building up an email list for break even, okay? Like if you guys have ever done affiliate marketing or researched any type of lead generation marketing, it's really expensive to get leads. Like it's really expensive. And this is how you just build like a massive, 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 massive email list of customers that have already bought from you. Like this traffic is like almost, I mean, it could be potentially better than Google traffic that's already like people are searching what they're looking for and they're ready to buy because they already know you and they've already bought from you. So as long as you deliver to them on the back end of like what your offer is, like, and they enjoy it, and it's not like a piece of crap, or like it doesn't take like a year to arrive to them, then they're going to buy from you again. So this is where you can make a lot more money and get even more sales coming in for free. This is the scale your business for free part, okay? Even if you're not profitable, you can still do this for free and make more money and make more profit in your Shopify store. So what do? All we do is we have this huge list of people that have purchased from us, and we just send them emails every week. And every week we give them discounts, okay? Give them 10% off this week. Next week, we have a promotion, get 15% off. Next week, 5% off. I don't know, like whatever numbers you want. And then, holidays are coming. Oh, guess what? Get 25% off on Christmas, and et cetera, et cetera. As you can see, you can just keep following up with these people and keep sending them offers, and they will buy from you because they already bought from you once. They know your brand. They know you delivered. They know the quality of products that you have. And as long as you're doing this correctly, they will keep buying from you again and again and again. This leads me to one of the last topics. And the last topic is the abandoned checkouts, okay? So if you're using ClickFunnels and you're using a two-step order form, it's something that's really quick where people just go boom, 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 enter in their information, and they push a button. And once they push a button, this page changes, and then it goes to credit card forms, okay? And this is where they put their credit card information. Once they submit this first page, it creates a contact in ClickFunnels, okay? This is very similar to people abandoning checkouts in Shopify. Like if I'm assuming you guys all have abandoned checkouts. If not, then I don't know what you're doing, but abandoned checkouts are very common. And so this is like one of the last assets that this can create for you. And so first of all, back to the main point is when they submit this, it creates a contact, right? And so we have their name and we have their email address. And even if they don't buy, we can still send them emails, okay? So let's say, like right now, mine is getting a 50% opt-in rate, okay? So my funnel, 50% of people that see this page actually opt into it and go to this second page, okay? And then 7% of people that see this page actually buy, okay? This part doesn't really matter, but this is what we're talking about right now. So 50% of people that see this page actually opt in and look at this page. That means 50% of traffic you're driving, you get an email address for, okay? So this is another valuable asset on how you can increase your profit. Now you just send these people, you're gonna send them the normal abandoned cart checkout sequence, which is like 1 hour. You're gonna send them an email in 1 hour, and then you're gonna send one in 1 day, and then you're gonna send one on day 2, right? And if they don't come back and buy, then what we do is in ClickFunnels or your whatever, like your email software that you're using, either way, it doesn't matter. You can create a follow-up funnel, okay? So like, let's say after 2 days of abandoned sequence, they don't buy, right? No sales. Then they get added to our email list of people that did not buy. Let's call them non-buyers, right? And we're going to send them, we're going to use this traffic to our advantage, okay? We want to be smart about this because these people, they know about us, but they didn't actually buy. So let's say week 1, we send them a blog post, and it's, I don't know, it's like the best watches of 2020, right? Best styles of 2020. And we're going to use this traffic to help rank our SEO pages. So we can get like backlinks basically to help rank SEO pages. We can then also ask them to follow us on social media. And then we can also obviously still send them the traditional marketing of like, buy something type emails, okay? I'm not going to get into like super in depth on this stuff, but you can still use this traffic for like to your benefit. Like just because they left doesn't mean that they're not going to click on emails or potentially come back and buy something. So even the abandoned checkout list is still an asset that is created from this. It's not going to be quite as valuable as people that actually did buy, but you can still have the chance of converting them into buyers or, in one way, shape, or form, using this traffic to your benefit. All right, guys, so now I want to talk about a few bonuses. One of which is I went ahead and I'm going to leave a link below this video for a free funnel. It's the exact funnel that I use on my ClickFunnels pages for my free plus shipping offer. And I want to break down to you the exact setup that I have. And because you will have to like alter this funnel a little bit, just like I did, but it's like the same template. And I want to show you like what's working really well for me. So we're going to talk about the free funnel and the setup as one bonus, and then stay tuned for the second bonus. So this free funnel has a landing page that's like really long, right? Like it's like super long. It just keeps going and going and going, right? And so what you want to set this up as is you want to set up your 2-step order form in the upper right hand right here. And then you want to have a video element on ClickFunnels right here, okay? And this funnel that I'm sharing with you already has this, but you want to add in, make it like really obvious, like claim your funnel here or claim your watch here, blah, blah, blah. And then you want to make it really clear as to like what your objective is with your company and like why you're giving this stuff away for free, and like highlight the product and give some images and like have buttons on like that take them back up to the top of the page, blah, blah, blah. Like, you want to make it really long and you want to make it look really legit. And the more time you put into this, the better it's going to convert. So I really highly recommend taking your time and doing this correctly, guys. Like, if you just throw something up, people are going to be like, I don't even know what this is. Like, I don't know what this is. I'm not going to buy it, and it's not going to work. If you put your time and effort into it, you will see massive results, just like I did, and you will see that you can make this profitable with a few tweaks after testing. Next, what you want to do is on the order form. So this is going to be the order form right here. Next, you want to have deals for you want to have deals for like volume. Okay, so 1 would be like the $12.95. 2 would be like, I don't know, 17. You want to crunch the numbers on these, but 3 would be 19, and let's do 4 as, I don't know, 23, right? So it's like a better deal to get 4 of them. Then on the order form, or on the order bump, after they enter in their credit card information, this is how I have mine set up, is an order bump where they can just check this box to add in a $7 protection plan, okay? Once they add in the $7 protection plan, they click submit and they buy, okay? Now we're gonna go back to the OTOs. I'm gonna show you exactly how I have mine set up really quick as the bonus. OTO 1 for one-time offer 1, one-time offer 2, one-time offer 3, okay? So obviously every time, if you're selling physical products, every time just offer them one more, okay? Just plus one more at like 50% off of retail, okay? That's really important to remember, retail. Don't do like 50% off of your shipping price, do 50% off of what like the normal retail price would be. I guarantee you people will take this offer as long as it looks legitimate and as long as it looks right, which if you're using the funnel below, it will look right. So that being said, the next step, the second OTO on this one here, is a similar product. So if we stick with our watch examples, it can be like the bracelet like we talked about earlier, something that's like if you wear it, if you're like selling products, it basically needs to be like a complementary item to the thing, okay? So like it can be, like I said, a bracelet if you're selling watches. It can be another similar watch. Maybe it's like really close or something like that. I would just go with something that's complementary to the product that's on your base offer here, right? And then the last thing is maybe you can find another product that is even more it's like not quite as close of a match, but it maybe is still kind of goes with it. So like here's an example, okay? Headphones can go with anything and everything, right? Like you can do those on AliExpress. There's the i12 TWS headphones, right? And they're like the knockoff AirPods. That looks terrible. i12 TWS. If you don't know what they are, look them up. It's knockoff AirPods. And what you can then say on this page, so like on the this is on the last page. Like obviously headphones really don't have anything to do with watches, but how you can frame this, again, it's all like how you word something, people, is you can say we're getting ready to launch a new line of headphones and we've randomly selected you for a product tester. Like you put that across the top. And people, just in general, at this point in the funnel, people are not as likely to buy something as they were up here. But people are still pretty likely, if you word it to them correctly, to buy something else. So like I said earlier in the examples, you now have taken that from one $12 charge all the way up to like as high as you can go. You know, like you can probably sell these headphones for $30 and increase your average order value. The last thing that I want to talk with you guys about, the last bonus, is going to be retargeting. I know there's probably a lot of you guys that maybe that makes sense to, but retargeting on this shipping funnel, you can get extremely cheap cost per conversion. Right now, I'm getting a 75-cent cost per conversion. Okay, that's so cheap. Like that's insane to me, at least. I don't know, maybe you've gotten cheaper. Let me know in the comments below if you have, but like 75 cents, I've never seen something that cheap on retargeting traffic. So make sure you retarget. And so to make it even more of like a bonus, like being told to retarget probably isn't really like that big of a bonus, but let's go ahead and break down like what my retargeting ad looks like. And so I do not offer them a discount on this. Some of my other videos, I talk about how to offer a discount with Facebook retargeting and stuff, but I do not offer a discount. I just have an image and it matches my product, right? Like it's the same exact product. And then I just have some stuff like around it. I use Canva a lot that says free. And then I have like the price of the product. Oops. I have the price of the product. And then it's crossed out. So like if it's like $30, we'll cross that out and then point an arrow and then free, blah, blah, blah. And then it says what happened at the bottom. I'm not gonna be able to fit it in here, but what happened, right? And then it's basically like, hey, we saw you stop by, but you didn't claim your free bracelet, get yours today, or your free watch or whatever, get yours today, right? And they come back and they buy it because they're already familiar with you and they come back into being a customer. And so one last thing I mentioned earlier that I didn't really elaborate on is you have to know your cost, guys. So like this is gonna be the last topic. I guess you can call this a bonus if you want, but this is gonna be like kind of the last topic that we talk about here. And getting sales right now, basically it's you have to know your price, okay? Like you have to know the cost of everything, and you have to know down to the penny on what everything costs you. So how, like the three most important things that you need to know are the cost of goods for your products. So that's including shipping. Make sure, obviously, you're factoring in the cost of shipping. And then the cost of the product itself, clearly, goes without saying. But then you also want to know how much it costs to ship 2, 3, and 4. And then you want to mark up the amount that you're charging your customers accordingly. Next thing that's really super important is your payment processing fees. So if you're using Stripe, which if you're using ClickFunnels, you probably are, Stripe is 2.9% of the base transaction plus, or of each transaction plus 30%, or 30 cents, I mean, plus 30 cents, right? So that's pretty cheap if you're charging $12.95 for shipping. That's only like, I think it's like $68 or 68 cents on my funnel. So that's pretty cheap for this. But if you're not calculating that in, you can basically throw off all of your numbers and how cheap you need to go on your product price and on the actual shipping price that you're charging. The last thing, which I just thought of too. So the last thing is your cost per conversion. And I'm also going to make a note as the final bonus, the actual cost that you're going to charge. So this will be the last one, guys. So the cost per conversion that you're paying, you obviously need to know that, because this is like again, guys, these are just like the three most important, like cost of goods, Stripe fees, and cost per conversion. You obviously need to know this so that you can know like how much profit you're making and how profitable you are. If you are, I'll just save you the time and energy now. If you are charging $12.95, I think it's a $3 cost per conversion. Well, I guess it's going to be different for everybody. Never mind. If you basically need to know the cost per conversion for a few reasons, main being what your actual like takeaway profit is going to be on the first order form. Okay, obviously anything after the base order form, selling the OTOs and stuff, should be considered as like a bonus. So you really want to try to focus on the base price that you're charging for your product. So that leads me to what price should you actually charge? Okay, so I'm going to save you guys some time here as a reward to staying to the end. I'm going to save you some time. So the actual price you should be charging for one item, okay? This is what has converted best for me. Obviously, it goes without saying you have to test everything, okay? You got to test everything. But what has worked best for me is $14.95 $12.95 and $11.95. Okay, so what happened at $14.95 was I wasn't getting the volume that I wanted, so like my conversion rate went down. CR was down. At $12.95, this is actually where I've left it. That's also what I've used this entire example. That's working really, really well for me, and this is profitable at this point, and it's making about, I think, 15% profit last time I checked. And now the other one was $11.95. $11.95 worked, but it was only break even, okay? So that's why you can't be afraid to test things here, because you can start off at $11.95 and be break even all day, and then raise it by $1 and then just keep $1 profit out of everything, which again, margins are super tight. It's not going to make you rich overnight, but $1 for every sale is not bad, assuming that they only take the base product. So like I said, break even on the $11.95, $12.95 is where I left it, $14.95 the volume, and the conversion rate was down. So I hope you guys found this video really useful. It's kind of a long one. Thank you for staying to the end if you did. I hope you learned something today. I just want to say thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you found this video useful. Have a good day. Alright guys, so that was the step-by-step tutorial on how to start and scale a branded e-commerce store for completely free and actually make profit in the beginning. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you also comment below with what you want to see from more of me in the future. Most of my channel is talking about Google advertising. I just found this topic really exciting, and it's actually working for me really well, so I wanted to share that with you guys too. Make sure you subscribe to the channel like I said. Thanks for watching guys, and have a good day.